Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. There seems to be a very big split on the mountain. Two groups have emerged, one calling itself Mount Kenya West and the other one calling itself Mount Kenya East. Mount Kenya West, these are the Kikuyus, and then Mount Kenya East, these are the Embus and the Amerus. So Mount Kenya West met about 2 days ago in Nyeri. The convener of the meeting was Nakuru Governor Lee Kinyanjui. And from their deliberation, there is a very strong indication that they are of an opinion that one of them should contest for presidency next year. Then a day later, Mount Kenya East met at Kiraitu Murungi's home in South Imenti. And also they threatened that should Mount Kenya West field a candidate next year, then they will not be part and parcel of them. In fact, Kiraitu went ahead and threatened that they might even be forced now to chart their own political path. So that's the discussion, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to have today in this video. I want us to really analyze and see, is it really true that Mount Kenya West, the Kikuyus, they want to field a presidential candidate next year? Is it really true? And secondly, is it really true that Mount Kenya has settled on Justin Muturi as the spokesman of the larger Mount Kenya region, or rather of Mount Kenya? That's the kind of discussion I want us to have in this video today. And before we dig deep into that, I want to just listen to this speech by Kiraitu Murungi yesterday, for it's also going to form the core, or rather the basis of our discussion today. Listen to this speech.
In politics, there's a game which is called a cat and dog game. Mimi nimesema nimechoka na siasa ya umbwa na paka. If a dog is important when you are hunting, it should also be important when you are eating. Tuachana mambo ya tamaa. Tuwasapoti kibake miaka 10. Na tuwe na nkolo njega sana. Sidio? We have supported Euro for 10. Let us not hear of another candidate ambaye ametoka huko. As Merus have to have our own horse. Na ndio tunaona tuna consult na viongozi tutengeneze chama yetu ya Wameru. Pali hiyo nyati imeanguka, hata sisi tuwe na kisu yetu tunajikatia hapo.
Leaders from Kenya West have said they are meeting to explore the possibility of fielding a presidential candidate, from that region. As you know, in the past, we in Mount Kenya East have been meeting, the green governors and other leaders here, and we have said we have been absent from the country's political map for quite some time, and that is why we are supporting the Speaker of the National Assembly as a senior leader from this region to unite us, to bring us together, so that we can chart our political destiny together. Now, I think it will be grossly unfair and greedy for the leaders from Mount Kenya West to imagine that they can field another presidential candidate after we religiously supported the old Jomo Kenyatta, Mwai Kibaki, and now President Uhuru Kenyatta. I think Kenya should be seen in its right ethnic architecture. There are many other communities which live in this country, and I think it will not look fair to other Kenyans, especially if they are rejecting our own spokesman so that they can replace them with theirs. We like to have unity among Kenya region, but unity if they support our person. We want unity with them supporting somebody from Mount Kenya East. If the unity is only to support people from Mount Kenya West, count us out. We shall not be that game.
From that speech by Kiraitu Murungi, two possibilities comes out very clearly. The first possibility is that maybe these two groups might have been formed deliberately and then set against one another to achieve a political objective. That's the first thing that comes out very clearly. And the objective is very, very simple. Because as Mount Kenya East fights Mount Kenya West, residents of Mount Kenya East might be tempted to coalesce around one of their own. Same to Mount Kenya West. And because all these two groups are all allied to the president, they will then come together and produce one leader. That one leader will then negotiate on their behalf with any presidential candidate. So it technically means that outsiders will now be locked from the rich voting basket of Mount Kenya. I strongly believe that's the first possibility. And also, you know, we are also in a game of politics. And this is not church business. And as Nicolo Machiavelli also puts it, politics must have some elements of that in it. And Kenya being also tribal, you know, Kenyans love tribal things. The moment now they are reminded that they belong to Mount Kenya East, they will coalesce around that. And same to Mount Kenya West. After that, these two groups will come together and produce one leader. The casualty there will be people who are not coming from those areas. Yes. That's the first possibility. The second possibility, again, ladies and gentlemen, we can see clearly that maybe these two groups do not have the blessings of the president at all. They don't have the blessings of the president. Because you can find that one group is allied to the president, the other one is also allied to the president, but they are they are reading from different scripts. It simply means they are just trying to be politicians. The president has not pronounced himself on a clear direction, or rather, the president has not made it very, very clear to them on his preferred successor. That's why you find these people are fighting one another. If maybe they had the blessings of the president, I strongly believe that they could all be speaking in one voice, and there could be some order as they do their politics. But you find them tearing one another. It simply means that maybe they don't have the blessings of the president, and they're just trying to find their own political space going towards 2022. Another thing that comes out very, very clearly from all this wrangling is very simple. We can also just assume that maybe Mount Kenya East now are also now coming to the reality that maybe Justin Muturi might be their spokesman. Because Kiraitu Murungi put it very, very clear that if Mount Kenya West cannot respect the spokesman, then they have no business working with them. In fact, Kiraitu is also threatening that if Mount Kenya West, the Kikuyus, cannot respect their spokesman, then they can also chart their own political path and even form their own political party. And he gives us of how they have supported Mount Kenya West right from the times of Jomo Kenyatta, Kibaki, and now President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. That's also a possibility. And then also on the idea of maybe Mount Kenya West fielding a presidential candidate, I don't think that's a possibility. Or if it's a possibility, it's a very remote possibility. Because the president himself had pronounced himself on such an issue some times back during Musalia Mudavadi's mother's burial in Vihiga. The president made it very, very clear that maybe it's time we now look outside of only two communities. That was the president. So I don't think it's a possibility that Mount Kenya West can field a presidential candidate next year. That's a very remote possibility. And I strongly believe it might not have the blessings of the president. And then on the idea of a spokesman, because it seems to appear that maybe it's also the spokesman that is also bringing all this problem, I believe that the day the president will come out clean and in the open and show direction, then Mount Kenya region will have one unified spokesman. But as long as the president has not come out clearly, then this war will just continue. It will just be back and forth, until that day the president will come out clean in the open and give a very, very direct pronouncement on maybe his successor. That time you will see the wrangles just dying and fizzling all out. Otherwise, folks, I don't have much today. Let me conclude there. But if you've bumped on this YouTube channel for the very first time, tap on the subscription button and also on the notification bell in order to receive a notification anytime we upload a new video. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana.